You know what? Americans throw away $1,500 worth of food every single year because of bad storage. Yeah, $1,500. Just gone. Moldy. Wasted. But here's the crazy part. In 2026, that's about to become completely unnecessary. And if you don't grab these 7 containers before everyone else does, honestly, you're gonna regret it big time. Look, I'm not talking about your grandma's Tupperware here. The food storage game has completely changed. We're talking smart tech, eco-friendly materials, and designs that actually make sense for once. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which containers to buy right now, before they sell out or before prices skyrocket. Trust me, some of these are already flying off the shelves. Let's dive in. 1. Smart temperature-controlled containers. All right, number 1 is going to blow your mind. We're talking about containers that literally keep your food at the perfect temperature for hours. No joke. These things have built-in USB-powered heating and cooling tech. I know, sounds like science fiction, right? Here's the deal. You know how you meal prep on Sunday, and by Wednesday your salad is warm and gross? Or you pack lunch and your soup is ice-cold by noon? Yeah, those days are over. These smart containers maintain ideal temperature without a microwave, without a fridge. You just plug them in for like 20 minutes before you leave, and boom. Your food stays fresh and at the right temp for up to 8 hours. And honestly, for people who work long shifts, travel a lot, or just hate cafeteria food, this is a game changer. The market for temperature-controlled storage is exploding right now because people are finally realizing cold food doesn't have to be cold, and hot food doesn't have to be room temperature. The regret factor here is real. Imagine never having to microwave your lunch in that sketchy office kitchen again. Yeah, exactly. 2. Modular stackable systems. Number 2, and this one solves a problem we all have. You ever open your cabinet and it's just chaos? Lids everywhere, containers that don't match, stuff falling on your head at 6 a.m.? Real talk, it's infuriating. Enter modular stackable systems. These aren't just containers. They're like Lego blocks for your kitchen. Everything clicks together, stacks perfectly, and actually saves a ton of space. Brands like OXO and Progressive are leading this trend, and here's why it matters for 2026. People are downsizing. Smaller apartments, tiny homes, minimalist living. You need storage that works with you, not against you. The cool part? These systems have measurement markings, one-hand press buttons for sealing, and some even come with little scoops that attach to the lid. So you're not hunting for measuring cups at 7 a.m. when you're making coffee half asleep. And guess what? They're airtight, which means your pantry staples actually stay fresh. Your brown sugar won't turn into a brick. Your cereal won't go stale after 3 days. If you're still dealing with the container avalanche every morning, honestly, you're wasting time and sanity. These modular systems are like $30 to $50 for a full set, and they'll change your entire kitchen vibe. 3. Biodegradable plant-based containers. Okay, number 3 is for everyone who's sick of plastic guilt. Biodegradable plant-based containers. Made from bamboo, cornstarch, plant fibers, stuff that actually breaks down instead of sitting in a landfill for 400 years, outliving us, our kids, and probably our great-great-grandkids. Here's the thing. Sustainability isn't just a trend anymore. It's not just for hippies or environmental activists. It's mainstream now. The food storage market is hitting $247 billion by 2033, and a huge chunk of that growth, it's eco-friendly products. Consumers are demanding it, governments are starting to regulate it, and companies are finally listening. So if you're still using old plastic containers from 2015, the ones that are stained orange from spaghetti sauce, and probably have chemicals leaching into your food, you're basically behind the curve. And I'm not trying to make you feel bad, but the science is pretty clear. Old plastic isn't great for you or the planet. These biodegradable options are just as durable, just as airtight, and they don't leach chemicals into your food. They're made from natural materials that break down in composting conditions within months, not centuries. Some can even go in your backyard compost bin. Try doing that with regular plastic. Plus, and this matters, they look good. Like, really good. Nobody wants ugly containers in their fridge anymore. We're past that. These come in clean, minimal designs, neutral colors, sleek shapes. They're the kind of containers that actually make your kitchen Instagram-worthy. Not that you care about that, but, it's a bonus. And if you do care about that, no judgment. A beautiful kitchen makes cooking more fun. The real kicker? Your grandkids are going to thank you. Because while everyone else was hoarding plastic, adding to the problem, you were part of the solution. And honestly, that feels pretty good. There's something deeply satisfying about making choices that align with your values. These are selling like crazy right now, especially in places like the UK and US, where eco-consciousness is becoming non-negotiable. In the UK, the market is growing at 4.3% annually, and the US isn't far behind. Companies like Yeti just launched containers made from 50% recycled plastic. Even the big brands are getting on board. But here's what nobody talks about, the health benefits. Plant-based materials don't interact with your food the way plastic does. There's no BPA, no phthalates, no weird chemicals with names you can't pronounce. Just natural materials holding your food. That's it. And for people with kids, this matters even more. Kids are more vulnerable to chemical exposure than adults. Their bodies are still developing. Their systems are more sensitive. Using safer containers isn't being paranoid. It's being smart. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. Durability. People worry that biodegradable means weak or flimsy. Not true. These containers are designed to last for years of regular use. They only break down when exposed to specific composting conditions. Heat, moisture, microbes. In your kitchen? They're as tough as any other container. Some are even dishwasher safe, freezer safe, and microwave safe. You're not sacrificing convenience for sustainability. You're getting both. The price point is comparable to mid-range plastic or glass containers. You're looking at $20 to $60 for a set, depending on size and quantity. Not cheap, but not outrageous either. And considering they're better for your health and the planet, that's a trade-off most people are willing to make. Here's a stat that blew my mind. If every household in America replaced just 5 plastic containers with biodegradable ones, we'd keep millions of pounds of plastic out of landfills every year. Millions. Your individual choice actually matters. It adds up. And yeah, I get it. One person can't solve climate change with containers. But collective action starts with individual choices. And this is an easy one. You need containers anyway. Why not choose better ones? 4. Airtight glass with innovative seals. Number 4. The upgraded classic. Glass containers have been around forever, right? Your mom had them, your grandma had them, probably your great-grandma had them. But the 2025-2026 versions? Completely different beast. This is not your mother's Pyrex, although Pyrex is actually killing it with their new designs. We're talking about next-level silicone seals that actually work, like truly airtight, truly leak-proof. Brands like Rubbermaid Brilliance and Pyrex Fresh Lock are dominating right now because they figured out the seal problem that's plagued glass containers for decades. You know the old glass containers where the lid would pop off if you looked at it wrong? Where you'd pack lunch and arrive at work with sauce all over your bag? Yeah, those days are done. The new seals have locking mechanisms, special grooves, even vent systems for safe microwaving. Here's why this matters. Plastic stains. It holds on to smells. You make spaghetti once, and that container is orange forever. Curry? Forget about it. That container now lives in the stained container section of your cabinet, the ones you only use for storing non-food items because they look gross. But glass? Nope. Stays crystal clear, doesn't absorb odors, and you can see exactly what's inside without opening it. That last part is huge for reducing food waste. How many times have you forgotten about leftovers because they were hidden in an opaque container in the back of the fridge? With glass, you can see everything at a glance. Oh, and here's the health angle. No BPA, no chemical leaching, no microplastics. Glass is inert. It doesn't interact with your food at all. You can store acidic foods, fatty foods, whatever. Glass doesn't care. It's not breaking down. It's not releasing anything. It's just glass, doing its job, being stable. You can microwave it, put it in the oven up to 450 degrees, freeze it, whatever. The versatility is unmatched. Want a meal prep? Freeze it, then throw it straight in the oven. You can do that. Want to make a casserole? Store it and reheat it all in the same dish? Done. No transferring between containers, no extra dishes to wash. The new models also have measurement markings on the side so you know exactly how much you're storing. This is clutch for baking or meal portioning. You can see at a glance that you have 2 cups of leftover rice or 3 cups of soup. No guessing, no math, just clear information. And the lids? They vent for microwaving, so you're not creating a food explosion in your kitchen. You know that thing where you microwave something with the lid on and it pops off and sprays food everywhere? Or you take the lid completely off and your food dries out? These vented lids solve that. You get steam release without mess. Real talk. If you want your lettuce to stay crispy for 2 weeks instead of 2 days, you need glass with proper seals. The difference is night and day. I tested this myself. I put the same type of lettuce in plastic, in glass with regular lids, and in glass with these new airtight seals. The airtight glass lettuce was still crisp after 14 days. The plastic one was wilted by day 5. The difference is that dramatic. And yeah, glass is heavier than plastic. People bring this up like it's a deal breaker, but you're not taking it hiking. You're not packing it in a bug-out bag. You're storing leftovers in your fridge and occasionally taking lunch to work. The extra weight is negligible, and the benefits completely outweigh it. Plus, glass is more durable in the long run. Plastic gets brittle, cracks, warps in the dishwasher. Glass just keeps going. I have glass containers that are 10 years old, and they still look brand new. Can't say that about any plastic container I've ever owned. The investment here ranges from $30 to $80 for a good set. Rubbermaid Brilliant sets with multiple sizes run about $50. Pyrex FreshLock is similar. OXO has some premium options that are a bit more. But these last for years, maybe decades. The cost per use is incredibly low. And here's something people don't think about: resale and sustainability. Glass containers have resale value. You can sell them, donate them, pass them down. They don't become trash. Plastic containers? They're trash the moment they crack or stain. Glass is a long-term investment in every sense. 5. Vacuum-sealed, push-down systems. Number 5 is low-key genius, and I'm kind of obsessed with these. Vacuum-sealed containers with push-button air removal. You literally just press down on the lid, and it sucks all the oxygen out. No machine needed, no bags, no vacuum sealer that takes up half your counter space. Nothing complicated, just push. Brands like Evac are crushing it with this design because it's so stupidly simple, but so effective. The lid sits inside the container instead of on top. You push down, air goes out, the lid creates a seal below the surface level. When you need your food, you just pull up. That's it. That's the whole thing. Here's the science bit, and I promise this won't get boring. Oxygen is what makes food go stale. It's what causes oxidation, which breaks down flavors, textures, nutrients, chips, cereal, coffee, flour, brown sugar, nuts, dried fruit. All of it gets ruined by air exposure. Remove the oxygen? Food lasts 3 times longer. Maybe more depending on what you're storing. I'm not exaggerating here. People are keeping coffee fresh for months with these things. Like actual fresh. Not technically drinkable, but tastes. Like sadness. Fresh? Brown sugar stays soft. Crackers stay crispy. Nuts don't go rancid. It's like magic, but it's just physics. It's understanding how food degradation works and preventing it. And honestly, think about how much money you waste on stale food. Half a box of cereal because it got soggy and nobody wanted to eat it anymore. A bag of chips you forgot about that turned into rubber. Coffee that tastes like cardboard after a week of being open. Flour that got those weird little bugs in it because it wasn't sealed properly. All of that? Preventable. Completely preventable. These containers cost like $20 to $40 depending on size, but they pay for themselves in like a month. Maybe two, if you're conservative with your estimate. You're literally saving food you would have thrown away. You're not rebuying ingredients because the ones you had went bad. You're actually using what you buy. Let me give you a real example from my own life. I used to buy coffee every 2 weeks because after a week, it would taste off. Now with a vacuum-sealed container, I buy coffee once a month, sometimes longer. That alone saves me like $15 a month, maybe $20. Over a year, that's $180 to $240 in coffee savings. The container cost me $35. Do the math. Plus, they look sleek. Glass body, chrome or matte black lid, clean lines. They're the kind of containers you actually want sitting on your counter. They're not something you hide in a cabinet. They're attractive enough to be part of your kitchen aesthetic. If you're serious about pantry organization and reducing waste, if you care about getting the most out of your grocery budget, if you're tired of stale food, this is non-negotiable. This is the one container type that pays for itself the fastest. And for people who buy in bulk, which is usually cheaper, these are essential. Buying a huge bag of flour or rice or oats is economical, but only if you can keep it fresh until you use it all. With vacuum-sealed containers, you can. You can buy the 25-pound bag of rice and actually use all 25 pounds before it goes bad. Some systems even come with date markers or little windows that show you when you opened it. Small details, but they make a difference. You're not wondering if your flour is still good. You know, the sizes vary too. You can get small ones for spices or baking soda, medium ones for coffee or tea, large ones for flour, sugar, rice, pasta, extra large for bulk items. There's a size for every need. 6. Reusable silicone bags with flat bottoms. Number 6. And this one is about to save you so much money it's ridiculous. Reusable silicone bags, but not the floppy ones you're thinking of. Not the ones that collapse when you're trying to fill them and you need 3 hands and the patience of a saint. These have flat bottoms, so they actually stand up on their own. You can fill them without needing a PhD in spatial reasoning. Brands like Stasher and Zip Top are leading this movement, and here's why they're essential for 2026. They're ridiculously versatile, and I mean ridiculously. You can use them in the freezer, microwave, oven, even sous vide cooking, up to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. That's hotter than most baking temperatures. Think about that. One bag replaces Ziploc bags, plastic wrap, baking sheets, parchment paper, all of it. You can marinate meat in it. You can freeze soup in it. You can steam vegetables in the microwave in it. You can pack sandwiches in it. You can organize small items in your pantry with it. The use cases are endless, and they're made from pure silicone. No BPA, no PVC, no latex, nothing sketchy. Just silicone. It's food grade, medical grade even. The same stuff they use in baby products and medical equipment. It's safe, it's stable, it doesn't break down or leach chemicals. The environmental math here is insane, and when I first saw these numbers, I had to double check because they seemed too good to be true. One reusable bag replaces 3,000 disposable plastic bags over its lifetime. 3,000. That's not just good for the planet. That's money in your pocket. Let's do some actual math here. A box of 50 Ziploc bags costs about $5. You'd need 60 boxes to match what one reusable bag replaces. That's $300 worth of disposable bags. Even if the reusable bag costs $20, you're saving $280. And you're not saving it over 20 years. you're saving it over like 3 to 5 years of regular use. And yeah, they're like $10 to $20 per bag, which sounds expensive compared to a box of Ziploc bags. I get that, the sticker shock is real. But you buy them once. They last for years. They don't rip, they don't get holes, they don't mysteriously disappear like regular bags do. Do the math, you'll save money within 6 months, easy. Probably sooner. Plus, honestly, they're way more durable. You're not dealing with broken zippers, torn corners, or bags that just don't seal right. These have airtight seals that actually work. You can turn them upside down, shake them, throw them in a bag. Nothing's leaking. You can toss them in the dishwasher for easy cleaning. Just throw them on the top rack, run the cycle, done. No hand washing, no scrubbing, no effort. They come out perfect every time. And for families, these are game changers. Kids' snacks, portion control, organized lunch packing. It all becomes easier. You can see what's in each bag. You can write on some of them with markers. You can color code by family member or meal type. If you're still buying disposable plastic bags in 2026, you're literally throwing money in the trash. That's not an opinion. That's just facts. And you're contributing to plastic waste when you don't have to. There's a better option right here. The sizes vary too. Small snack sizes, medium sandwich sizes, large gallon sizes. Some brands even make extra large ones for bulk storage or for sous vide cooking big cuts of meat. And here's something cool. Because they're clear, you can see exactly what's inside. No more mystery bags in the freezer that have been there since last Thanksgiving, and you have no idea what they are anymore. 7. Multi-compartment meal. Prep sets. Number 7. For everyone who's busy and tired of eating garbage. Multi-compartment meal prep containers with built-in dividers. These are like adult lunchboxes, but actually smart. They're designed by people who understand how meal prep actually works in real life, not in theory. Here's the deal. 70% of consumers now prefer sustainable meal prep options. That's not a niche trend anymore. That's not just health nuts and fitness influencers. That's mainstream. 7 out of 10 people. And these containers are exploding in popularity because they solve the Sunday meal prep problem that everyone struggles with. You cook once, portion it out into these containers, and you're set for the entire week. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, all of it. No more what should I eat? Panic at noon. No more drive-through because you didn't plan ahead and you're starving and you have 20 minutes before your next meeting. No more sad desk lunch that makes you question your life choices. The new 2025-2026 models are leak-proof, airtight, dishwasher-safe, freezer-safe, and microwave-safe. You can literally take food from freezer to microwave to table. No transferring between containers, no mess, no hassle, no extra dishes. Just grab, heat, eat. That's the dream, right? And the portion control aspect? Underrated. So underrated. You're not overeating because the container tells you when to stop. You're not undereating because you can see all your food groups in one place. You're getting balanced meals without thinking about it. Some sets come with color-coded lids, so you can organize by day or by meal type. Monday's lunch is blue. Tuesday's is green. Breakfast containers are yellow. Dinner is red. You can create whatever system works for your brain. And when you're tired and foggy at 6 a.m., that visual system saves you from decision fatigue. Others have removable dividers for flexibility. Maybe you want 3 sections for lunch and 2 sections for dinner. Maybe you want 1 big section for a salad. Maybe you want 4 tiny sections for snacks. You can adjust based on what you're eating that day or that week. The fancy ones even have little sauce compartments, so your dressing doesn't make your salad soggy. Or your dipping sauce for nuggets doesn't leak into your rice. Small details, but they make the difference between a meal you actually want to eat and a meal you tolerate. Real talk. If you value your time, your health, and your money, meal prep containers are the move. You'll save hours every week, eat better food, and stop wasting money on takeout. Let's break that down. Time. Cooking once and eating all week versus cooking every single day, or figuring out what to eat every single meal. You're saving at least 5 to 7 hours per week. That's almost a full workday. What would you do with an extra day every week? Health. You control the ingredients, the portions, the quality. You're not eating whatever random thing is available when you're desperate and hungry. You're eating food you planned, food that supports your goals, food that makes you feel good. Money. The average American spends $3,000 a year on dining out. If you can cut that even in half by meal prepping, you're saving $1,500. These containers cost maybe $60 for a full set. You break even after like 2 weeks of not buying lunch. Everything after that is pure savings. These range from like $25 to $60 for a full week's worth of containers. Some premium brands go higher, but you don't need the most expensive ones to get the benefits. Even the budget options are pretty solid now. The technology has trickled down, so you're getting good quality at almost every price point. And for people with dietary restrictions or health goals, these are essential. Tracking macros, easier with portioned. Containers, avoiding allergens, easier when you control every ingredient. Managing conditions like diabetes or heart disease, easier when you know exactly what you're eating. The mental load reduction is huge too. When you know what you're eating all week, you're not stressed about food. You're not making decisions when you're tired. You're just following the plan. And that removes so much daily stress that people don't talk about enough. Okay, quick bonus before we wrap up. The future is wild. Like, we're talking AI sensors that track how fresh your food is, QR codes on containers that tell you their entire sustainability footprint, smart containers with expiration alerts that sync to your phone. Some of this tech is already here in commercial kitchens. By late 2026, it's going to be in your house. Companies are developing containers that regulate humidity, monitor temperature in real time, and even suggest recipes based on what you have stored. I'm not kidding. The Internet of Things is coming for your fridge. Now, you don't need to wait for all that fancy stuff. The 7 containers I just talked about, they're available right now, and they're already way ahead of what most people are using. But just so you know, this is where the industry is headed. Smarter, greener, more connected. If you thought 2026 was going to be the same as 2020, nah. Everything's changing. All right, let's bring it home. If you only take away 3 things from this video, make it these. Get glass with proper seals, grab a modular stackable system, and switch to reusable bags. Those 3 alone will change your kitchen game completely. But honestly, all 7 of these are worth it. And here's the thing. Some of these are already selling out, like literally flying off shelves. The smart temperature ones, back-ordered in some places. The biodegradable options, limited stock because production can't keep up with demand. So if you're serious about upgrading your food storage in 2026, don't wait. Don't think about it for 3 months. Grab what you need now. Drop a comment and let me know. Which one are you getting first? I'm curious. Are you Team Glass, Team Silicone, Team Smart Tech? And if you found this helpful, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. I drop kitchen hacks, food storage tips, and organization strategies every single week. You don't want to miss the next one. Look, 2026 is the year of zero food waste and perfect organization. You don't have to be a mess anymore. You don't have to throw away half your groceries. Get the right containers, change your system. Make it easy on yourself. See you in the next one.